strategies for emotion regulation, the processes we can all use to manage tough feelings, like the feeling of overwhelm that I was going through this morning.
We have occasion to regulate our emotions each and every day, and we also know from lots of really elegant longitudinal research that people who are more adept at managing their emotions effectively, they do better across all walks of life. They think and perform more effectively. They have better social relationships. Their physical and mental health is better. So why aren't we taking seriously this idea of teaching kids explicitly about what science has to tell us about how to manage our emotions effectively?
But Ethan has taken this idea seriously.
So what we really want to do is try to find ways to make emotion regulation really, really easy.
And Ethan's favorite
See what's
really
on the agenda. So on the agenda is let's go learn some cooking. I'm not sure where the cooking vendor is. This is Azieta. I'm not sure which number. We can look later at the Wow HC site and see how many deaths I've had. Yeah, there we go. I think the cooking trainer's not over here. Oh, we can get the worst one. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Let's see. Figure out where. Emissary should be chilling. Learn the first days. Are they here? It could totally be in. Oh no, that's not okay. Let's see. You'd think after all these years I'd know this place. But no. Or some quest 2 till around the next one over there. We'll go over there, check it out. So far this team's gotten level 10, but got 110 fishing. Gonna make a little squirrel. Gonna make a mechanical squirrel. Yeah. Let's see. That's so cute. Out of the way. Oh, squirrel. Yeah, sweet. No good feeling about this one. Scanning, mining, view vendor. Oh, see the buff watcher. Cooking. Well, I got a crazy amount of fish to cook. Oh, or. What are you working on today? Engineering 2. Looking like it's up a tier. Here we go. Please sell. I'm not spending for gold on that. Let's see. What can we cook? Cooking. I do not want to waste all that wolf meat because I'll be able to make some. What level is that though?
What brings you here?
Okay, I can make 10 of them. I guess we'll make 9 of these. Okay, yeah, unfinished working, yep. It's usually a little tiny. So, alright. Alright, make those. All create. Dun 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 dun. Gotta click the button. And maybe. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, I've been expecting you.
Got some food cooking. Oh yeah. Got some rumsy too. Bunch of them. Rumsy. Some stamina. Yeah. Where'd it go? 16 of them. Sweet. Alright. That's let's just see what kind of consumables they got in the house. And if I buy something that gives a little like buff to agility or strength. Ooh. That's actually handy. let's just see. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I got a headache. Alright, let's see. We're going to go. Alright. We're going to dig a squirrel. There's some cool cats here. We'll have lots of time. Talk about whatever stupid shit. It's just hilarious. Oh man. Let's see. Alright. So, some of these quests are kind of rather lengthy. I do need to kill plane striders. And let's go on some one other drop right. 15%. Oh yuck. There's a better spot closer to the other town. Camp. Oh. Yeah, aggro that wolf. Interesting. There's not a lot of mine out here, but I gave up the skinning knife earlier for mining and engineering. I doubt that decision, though. I think that skinning and engineering would be completely viable. You have to do horse traded. Fine leather worker to process your scraps. Excuse me. Oh man. Ooh, they dropped a quilt too, nice. And just like that. We're on our way to 11. Alright. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. It's too much safe, and we'll listen to a AI story in the background while we do this. Let's see. Beep. Maybe sometime we'll do a tutorial on basic Canva stuff.
In the heart of a sprawling urban jungle, Dr. Sylvia Chen existed, content within the glass and steel confines of her meticulously arranged high-rise sanctuary. It was a place that reflected Sylvia herself, precise, austere, and mildly eccentric. A behemoth bookshelf loomed large, laden with a miscellany of books, from classic medical journals to fantasy epics, a true representation of the duality of her interests. In stark contrast to the scholarly array was a conspicuously placed boy band poster, a relic of her adolescence, serving as a light-hearted reminder of her journey.
I'll use ChatGPT. Dun, 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 dun. Like magic. You might actually have to generate it in sections. We'll see here in a second. Technology is crazy. Check that again in a second. I don't want to stand here too long. Oh. It's a thinking machine, guys. Well, it's actually doing something, but just converting a story written by me and ChatGPT, inspired by a conversation I had with a coworker. I'll have it read it to us while we're playing today. That sounds like a plan. Why not? See how far it's generated. Oh, wow. It's generating the 3 responses. That's what you did inside different. Okay, I see.
In the heart of a sprawling urban jungle, Dr. Sylvia Chen existed, content within the glass and steel confines of her meticulously arranged high-rise sanctuary.
Crazy.
It was a place that reflected Sylvia herself, precise, austere, and mildly eccentric. A behemoth bookshelf loomed large, laden with a miscellany of books, from classic medical journals to fantasy epics, a true representation of the duality of her interests. In stark contrast to the scholarly array was a conspicuously
Makes me
placed
wonder if
boy
there's any
band poster,
plugins
a relic of her
for-
adolescence, serving as a light-hearted
Nice.
reminder of her journey from giddy teenage dreams to saving lives. To the side, a riot of colors assaulted the eyes. Beanie Babies, the cutesy tokens of the 90s, amassed over the years, adding an element of whimsy to her austere dwelling. Adjacent to it sat her well-used PlayStation, a silent testament to her countless nights spent immersed in the realm of Eorzea in Final Fantasy XIV. After a long day of battling diseases and chaos at the hospital, Sylvia found solace in her sanctuary. As the sun dipped behind the horizon, she let herself sink into her couch, anticipation building for another session of gaming. The city sounds faded, replaced by the hum of her console. Yet, just as she was about to log in, the room temperature dropped. The bustling cityscape turned into an eerie silence, and an uncanny presence filled the room. Sylvia stiffened, not out of fear, but out of familiar anticipation. A hazy shape began to form before her, coalescing into a shadowy figure. Eyes glowing an otherworldly blue in the dim light, it stood there, imposing yet oddly amusing Anzu, as he had introduced himself, a sleep paralysis demon.
Oh, the other 2 sections were much longer. That was pretty short.
Good evening, Dr. Chen, Anzu greeted, his voice both ethereal and familiar. His casual demeanor was akin to an old friend, albeit a supernatural one. Anzu, Sylvia replied, maintaining a semblance of composure. She was a woman of science, after all, and her intellectual curiosity often overpowered her initial apprehension. Anzu tilted his head, his non-existent lips stretching into a cryptic smile. To thy fortress of solitude, I bring a conundrum wrapped in an enigma, Sylvia, he began, his voice resonating with ancient authority. In response, Sylvia blinked, slightly thrown off by his grandiose prologue. Pardon? Undeterred, Anzu tried again, this time in an ancient tongue that sounded like a fusion of Latin and a cat coughing up a hairball. Semper ubi sub ubi, Sylvia. Sylvia squinted at him. Are you saying always wear underwear in Latin? Anzu stared at her, his glowing eyes narrowing a bit. No. Let's try something else. He cleared his throat, or rather, he mimicked the sound of clearing a throat, and said, Le cheval est dans la paume. Now Sylvia couldn't help but laugh. Anzu, that means the horse is in the apple, in French. Are you using a language app? Frustration flickered in Anzu's eyes, a low grumble echoed in the room.
Enjoys the
This
live
cryptic
stream.
communication is trickier than I thought, he confessed, sounding almost disappointed. In response, Sylvia chuckled, the absurdity of the situation overshadowing the eeriness. Little did she know, this was just the beginning of their bizarre nightly encounters.
Alright, there's a second part. Let's see, is the third one like really long?
Blast this infernal business, Anzu muttered to himself, sinking onto her vintage love seat. He loomed over a battalion of Beanie Babies, his shadow engulfing them. Watching a sulking demon amidst her collection of cuddly toys, Sylvia couldn't help but feel a tinge of amusement. Anzu, she said, her voice laced.
Alright. The better one would be. get back in here and take a look. Let's look at the plugins again. Plugin store. That's crazy. Okay. True voice. Here's how this works. You capture 2 minutes too. That's interesting. I did what I wanted to do.